Hi, well, thank you for joining me here at Laura's View and Tarot 2. Are you ready to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole? I'll go with you. It won't be a deep one. And it will be from a layman's perspective, as most of my sources and items we talk about are. I don't claim to be an expert. And that means since I'm not an expert, I might not always be 100% right, but I'll do my best. I will never deliberately misguide or mislead anyone with either what I say or what I read. Okay, so here's the rabbit hole start. We know there's a conflict in the Ukraine with Russia. That's a fact. The mainstream media has worked very hard to try to keep our sympathies all with Ukraine. That's a fact. If you look into less mainstream sources, you find out that the mainstream narrative, as usual, isn't completely accurate. So I was looking today, and I want to share a couple screens with you before we read to kind of explain what happened. And to my interest, I saw that on this site, this geopolitical news and analysis, which I do read, and I don't agree with everything that they say, but they have some good items, more good than not. They're saying that it's going to be priests and shamans versus Satanists, and they should have specified dark witches, as the Ukraine war turns esoteric, or a more accurate term might have been, psychic and spiritual warfare. So I thought, could this be true? According to the report here, Mr. Fulford says that shamans from the north have been asked to get the nature gods to protect Russia. And if you get a chance to go to this site and listen to these, I got goosebumps. Of course, I've got a lot of respect for native faith paths. I really do. And then working with them, the Russian Orthodox Church, don't confuse that with the Roman Catholic Church. The Russian Orthodox Church has asked their priests to also join in on this effort to protect Russia. The Russian Orthodox Church separated from the Catholic Church, I think in year 988. And they haven't had the scandal-ridden issues with their priests and what have you that I've heard from the Roman Catholic Church. So again, don't get them confused. And they're being asked. So I thought, well, could this be true? I'm going to stop and get another screen share ready for you so you can see something else that kind of confirmed that there might be something to this. Okay, from a completely different source, there is this pictorial evidence that mercenaries, American mercenaries that have gone to Ukraine are satanic worshipers. You can see some of the insignias here. Some of the items that have been recovered in the conflict from them clearly show satanic origins, a satanic type of worship, which, as you know, when I've been very honest about my faith, that is the one faith path I will not endorse, because any faith path that requires any kind of animal or human sacrifice or getting product is just not one I can endorse. So the Azov battalion in the Ukraine is accepting these mercenaries. The Azov battalion has been confirmed to have strong neo-N ties. There's also many, many reports coming out of Ukraine that there have been young people, captives that have been freed. I have to be careful how I phrase things, as you know, all over Ukraine. And because young people provide the best product for people who use products like that, it's all tying together to me that side has Satanists. They make product from unwilling little people. And so I wanted to ask the cards tonight, now that we've got a little background, and I'm not going to ask you, the viewer, to make any particular decision on which side, but I'll be very candid that everything I come at is from a side of light. I know that in our current world, conflicts happen. I know there are casualties, there's collateral damage. I accept that, I understand that. But still, your overarching goals should be towards the light and getting humanity on a path that was more closely intended when our loving Creator made us. That's where I come from. So I'm going to ask the universe, is this true? That there's going to be a kind of a spiritual warfare going on between Ukraine with the dark witches and the Satanists, and Russia with their Russian Orthodox priests and shamans. So let's see if the universe confirms that. And then if there's anything more they want to let us know or advise us to do. One moment, I'll let you watch me do the shuffling so we know that the cards coming up are truly what the universe intends and not me trying to make things happen. Our question is indicated by this Wands card, the Six of Wands, which is a beautiful card. It's one of victory. And so we, the Aquarius, people interested in this topic and this subject, kind of saying, yay, glad you're doing it. The reason why is there has been a lot of struggle. Oftentimes, this card indicates people that have decided to bypass structures of traditional churches. See, in the old days, you could get fed if you would convert to the Catholic faith. And some people preferred to go their own way. And so the card seems to me to be indicating that the two, they're going to non-traditional sources. It kind of confirms the situation that there is non-traditional action happening. And we were asking specifically, is it true that there's going to be a kind of psychic spiritual warfare happening? Okay. This isn't necessarily past, present, future, because as we phrased the question tonight, we asked for confirmation if it was there, and then what the universe wants us to know and or do about the situation. With the Four of Swords, there's going to be information that is not readily available. Not everything that's happening. I think it was, we're not going to know the full extent of this upcoming spiritual and psychic warfare that's going on, but it is going to happen. It's going to involve some trickery and deception, and look here, not there, on the parts of some of the combatants. Okay. And what we're being told is without our help, there's only going to be a partial success, a partial harvest. The Pentacles is often about the earth. And so I love that that's confirming to me the shaman element of the warfare. And this is about skilled work. And so the shamans are skilled, so are the priests, of course. And the advice to us, though, is that if that is done, there's going to be a tower moment happening. Okay. So what does the universe want us to know and do from where we're at? We're far removed from this conflict. We have the Nine of Pentacles coming up here and the Empress. Now, often for me, when I ask questions about Russia, the Empress comes up, which kind of confirms also for me where my sympathies should lie, because the Empress is just the eternal, the epitome of maternal energy. Both of these energies are very loving and kind. I think the guidance we're getting here is that we can help with our prayers, our positive actions. If we're not people of prayer, we can be people of positive intention. And I'm getting the definite message that we need to be careful about those prayers so that we can help make that tower moment happen. Okay. Neither side is completely right and neither side is completely wrong. Neither side is completely good and neither side is completely bad. So it makes you wonder, how should I be thinking positively? How should I pray? Whichever of those you do. So I'm going to fall back on a very good standard that I found, and that is to ask the universe or whoever you worship for the best possible outcome for the light. Ask for the best possible outcome in this spiritual and psychic battle, especially for the light. And then you'll have no worries about being wrong. And whoever is going to benefit from that support in the light will get it. So I think that is something we can do about this. I think we've confirmed that it is going to happen, that there's some new elements happening in this crazy conflict over between Russia and Ukraine. And we can make a difference, because if they're going to the spiritual and psychic realms to fight, that's an area we can join in no matter where we're at. So give it a thought. Let's work for the light. That's it for tonight. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, stay safe.